It's a beautiful place.
Hello everyone, I hope we are doing well today. We have the Hippo Cup 9 group stage. We have Sun versus Discochudz. And I'm very excited to see this match. I mean, we've got players in this lobby that you're probably going to recognize. I mean, players already in the lobby itself, the 4 players you'll also already recognize. I mean, you got Fedora Cruz, you got Hinder, you got Insert Water, the Hagger Wobbler, you know, players you're going to recognize in these teams most likely. For the first ban, we're going to be seeing the first bans coming in from Discochudz, and they're immediately going to be getting rid of the No Mod 3. That No Mod 3 is going to be getting rid of that Night Theater 2, getting rid of that Flow Aim alt map, which is sad to see. That alt map has been, honestly, one of my favorites being seen when people play it, because we've been seeing some crazy scores on it already in this group stage, and again, it's always just good fun to see it. Flow Aim, I'm always going to be naturally biased towards it, my own skill set as is. But, you know what, it's an understandable ban. That map can be quite difficult at a lot of points in it, and it's very easy to lose combo, which is generally probably one of the most important things in this tournament, because of it being a score v1 tournament. You know, combo scaling is crucial for those larger scores. But we are going to be able to see the next ban coming in from Son. I see what the ban's going to be. Thinking hard about that ban, honestly understandable. It's a large map pool. There's a lot of variety in these maps, and it seems they're going to getting rid of that DT5, getting rid of the 40-second map. Understandable. About 200 BPM thing control from what I remember this map, and again, understandable ban. Very short, so you don't really get to test that consistency. Combo breaks can be really lethal in especially in the early sections of the map because of it being so short. So yeah, understandable. We are going to get another ban coming in from Discochudz, and I'm very interested to see what they're going to get rid of. And before it could even leave my mouth, they're going to be getting rid of that Hard Rock 2 Flamenco House. Actually, a bit of a different than your usually expected Hard Rock 2. It is not your usual slot pooling of your precision map. It is actually just a more standard map, 2 minutes 20, 130 BPM, I believe. Somewhat ulty, somewhat streamy, which is what they are going to be getting rid of. The precision pick, actually, in the Hard Rocks will be the Hard Rock 4, if you were interested. And Son for the last map ban for this match. I could see them getting rid of one more of those DTs, like DT4 maybe, also another short map, another also really awkward map with a really difficult intro, but reasonably free for the rest of the map, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem for them. Seems like me getting rid of that free mod 4, getting rid of school, short map. Honestly understandable, I've seen it played quite a few bits. It's not necessarily anti-mod and nothing too crazy difficult, but it is awkward, I guess you could say, with that map pick. So getting rid of it, getting rid of something maybe a bit less comfortable. Also another completely valid and understandable pick coming in from these players. But it is Son to get the first pick of the match of this best of 9. So I do want to know what they open up this match with. The thing that, you know, they are possibly going to be more confident with. The main thing they want to just launch their momentum with. You know, a very crucial pick of the match being, the first point. And a chance for you to just bring momentum to its, full force. And their first pick is actually going to go into that precision. They're going to get into the Hard Rock 4. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. Sanctity by Rabbit. Expert Def CS 6.5. 2 minutes, so short map as well. Just your usual expected, you know, your usual Hard Rock 2, but in the Hard Rock 4 slot this time. I'm interested to see what the team lineups will be for this position map. You know, getting those players that are confident on your Hard Rock as it is, but then also very confident when it comes to the smaller circle size. Thankfully, it's only CS 6.5, so it is in that precision range, but it's nothing too complicated. It's nothing, you know, so far outlandish that it's just going to take everything you need. I can also now introduce the commentators for your match. It will, of course, be me, 12-0, and iFlame. How are you doing, my friend?
Thank you. Running a little bit late, but glad to be here. First match of the group, and a couple of very exciting teams. Both of them have some pretty strong players. Of course, on the side of Discochudz, you know, we've got players like Miles and Chillier pair, a couple of the usual commentators. That's going to be fun to watch. But Sun are the top seed in the group, so they are the real scary team. I mean, some good players like, Fedorgus, Alpheus, Harry, as well as Ala and Insert, to name a few. So Sun definitely looking like one of the stronger teams in the event, but we'll see how they do. And it looks like they got, is that an HR4 pick?
Yes, it is, going into the precision pick of the pool. I'm very interested with this pick because, you know, again, it is that normal Hard Rock 2, and you've got a lot of players in the lobby who are going to be quite confident on it. I mean, one player that does immediately spring to mind for me is going to be Alphew. I mean, Alphew is, known OWC player, but also, even when it comes to non-OWC, just going to tournaments in general, a genuinely scary player to face against because of just his ability to play pretty much everything and excel on pretty much everything. So it's, you know, always a scary opponent to go against, but then, you know, both teams do have very strong and very scary players. The good lucks are there, so I am interested to see who actually comes out as the top individual player and who does get to come out on top as the winning team for this map.
Yeah, Chillier pair tends to be quite strong on these Hard Rock picks, so I do expect Chillier to kind of be the player to watch on this one. And of course, we do need 2 players on each team to take the hidden every map. So going to be Sari, Fedora, Miles, and Hogawabla. I think that's good. Let Alpha Chillier pair kind of the 2 players you expect to be the strongest performers on this Hard Rock pick. Take just the Hard Rock and have a little bit of an easier time with that. But it's a relatively easy start to the map, so we should see things stay pretty even for now. But we should potentially get into the map now. It starts to get a little bit harder, ramp up in difficulty slightly. So we're going to start to see some misses come through. That first one is going to be for Hinder on the side of Discochudz, but otherwise, it's 7 full combos still left in the lobby. Make that 6 as Miles finds the next miss.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to mention, I think it's a good idea to let Miles be on the Hidden Hard Rock. You know, a very competent Hidden Hard Rock player as it is, but, you know, adding on to that precision does get a bit more difficult. Maybe the Hidden not changing too much, but again, it's just small circle size. It's always going to be awkward, and, you know, having those 4 FCs on the side of Sun compared to the 2, it does give them a very strong score lead, and as the map continues, you know, that combo scaling is just going to keep piling on further and further to make it even harder to have any chance at a comeback. And, you know, those 2 misses, you know, being about halfway to early in, don't help all too much. I mean, halfway point misses, especially in Score V1, are always going to be just really, really unfortunate and borderline impossible to come back from because of that combo scaling problem. But it doesn't help, especially when you still have all 4 players on Sun still holding on to full combos quite confidently, even on the back and forth. But Jordan is the first player for Sun to drop. But again, no major problems. They still have those full 3 combos.
That does give a little bit of time for Discochudz to build up recovery combos, but this map is not very dense, so it's not going to be quite helpful enough against some of these full combos still left over on Sun. There goes Sari, though. Now it's USC's the 2. Not sure what's happened to Hogawabla. Hopefully that's not disconnect, but it's looking like it might be, so we'll find out shortly. Hopefully Hogawabla does have a score that can be submitted, in which case we'll see the score afterwards. But there goes Miles once again. Sun, even if Hogawabla still has Satan, should have a slight edge here. as we come to the end of the map. I believe they're going to be taking the first point, but we'll see if Hogawabla can submit a score.
Yeah, even if it's a full combo, I'm not entirely sure it's going to be enough due to the fact they'll need about 4.5 million-ish to overtake it. And, I mean, if it's a full combo, it could be possible, but I'm not entirely sure. About a Hidden Hard Rock full combo is about 5 mil, as you can see from Fedora Goose, but I'm not entirely sure it's going to be enough to just push them over the edge needed for the score to go on their side. It could be enough. It'd have to be high accuracy.
It is high. Yeah, it was at 98.5 before the disconnect. So I don't know whether that would be high enough accuracy to make the difference. It's certainly going to be close, but obviously the accuracy does not matter nearly as much as it would in Score V2. So it doesn't. I don't know that accuracy difference makes up 500,000 worth of points.
Yeah, to make up that enough points, I think it's probably going to need to be like a very high 98 minimum, which is it's a very tall ask, but I mean definitely possible. It's not something it's going to be completely impossible to do, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It seems like their team themselves don't actually know what happened with Haga, so it might be a genuine cut completely, which won't help with the score too much.
Yeah, Haga completely gone, in which case there's likely no score to be submitted. Probably did not end up playing the rest of the map, which is unfortunate. Sun will get the first point, but at the very least, for Discochudz, it is quite likely that Sun would have taken the point anyways, so that's probably not a huge swing in terms of the match, and it was Sun's first pick anyways, but the very real question will be whether or not Haga can come back going forwards, because it might not make a huge difference for that last map, but if they can't have Haga for the rest of the match, that could be slightly more problematic for Discochudz.
Yeah, it'd be slightly bit problematic. According to the MP, only Miles was the only player on their team to submit a score, so the MP isn't even all that trustable, especially as we did get to see a load of scores submit as well on our end. But yeah, according to the MP link, it's a 13 million score difference, but take that with a pinch of salt.
Yeah. Now we did see the scores from the other 7 players, and we've not gotten any screenshots from Haga. So if we had a screenshot, then we'd be able to add that score to the team score of Discochudz, but that is not the case, whereas we do have the other 7 scores on stream. So Sun definitely secured that point, even though Boncho only believes in Miles.
Yeah, Miles versus the world. Miles going on the god streak of his own, but I believe that is a counter pick going into the free mod one and Villia. Oh, I have personal beef with this map. This map, if you haven't played this map before or even seen this map, it's a lot of linear stacks, a lot of weird patterns of just thing controls. It's got everything that you don't like to see if you're not comfortable on alternating finger control. And myself, especially when I had to play this map in match myself, I was nowhere near. So this map is it's something. It can definitely be painful if you're not ready for it. But yeah, a load of linear flow stacks. There's a lot in this map that's very easily breakable on, but we've also seen some very solid scores come out, so I'm interested to see what the overall team score will be for both sides here, especially if we actually get to see a team score on the side of Discochudz rather than Bancho deciding to get rid of over half the team.
Absolutely. We'll hope for no more Bancho issues, but you never know with Bancho. This is one of my favorite kinds of maps, I must say. I do think this is one of those maps where having the hidden mod actually does increase the difficulty of the map a fair amount, so we'll see who ends up taking those hidden mods. Of course, I believe we do need Hard Rocks as well. I honestly don't remember the free mod rules off the top of my head at this point.
Free mod rules, it is just 2 mods required, not forced hidden, not forced hard rock. It's just any player can have 2 mods. They can have 2 hiddens, 2 hard rocks, but they don't have to, change around with it. So you get a decent bit of leeway. Like, you don't actually have to run the hidden here, and personally wouldn't either, because it is just flat out evil, but I think I would prefer the hard rock if I was playing myself.
Yeah, now it is CS5 no mod, which means it would be CS 6.5 hard rock. I could see players like Villier and Valkyrie opting for that, but just based on the players in the lobby, I don't know that we're going to be seeing two hard rocks on each team. I don't think they have that many dedicated precision players. As we get, it's pretty. I wouldn't be surprised to see someone like Wowie taking the hidden on this one. Players like Aleph and Toybot as well, I think, are slightly hidden preference. So we're just okay. They're going to be playing without Fedora Goose potentially. Fortunate.
Yeah, Bancho is just personally not having fun with this match today. Fedora was in the lobby somehow, despite the fact that his game was completely closed. Aleph giving a small insight is seeing about the 3 hiddens being a chance here, which is, do you know what? If you run 3 hiddens on this map, fair play. It's AR8, so it's already, low AR hidden. But adding with whatever this kind of map is on top of that is just, I mean, I would almost consider psycho behavior, but if you're comfortable on hidden, you might as well just go for that extra score if you're able to. Because with it being a score v1 with the combo scaling, hidden does start to add more the longer that combo goes on. So it definitely can be a viable pick if you go into it. But we are seeing Fedora with the hidden hard rock, Aleph with the hidden, Alfie with the hard rock. So a small bit of overmod from the side of Son. Toybot also with the hidden. And 3 hiddens on the side of Discochudz, hidden from Will, Setson, Water, and Wowie with Hard Rock coming in from Chili Pair. So every player running mods on this map, which was not something I expected to see.
Yeah, definitely didn't expect to see this many mods. Especially in Score v1 when the mod multiplier didn't make that much of a difference. So maybe just flexing a bit. We'll see how it pays off for them. Fedora Goose already struggling on that hidden hard rock over mod. As you mentioned, they were only required to go 2 mods, so they weren't required to take most of these mods, and expectably did the Chili Pair on hard rock for Discochudz. Very much a hard rock preference player whenever possible, and looking very good on that so far. But there's going to be Discochudz with the early lead, but the Fedora Goose miss was early enough that I should be able to recover pretty nicely as long as we don't see.
Yeah, as long as we don't see many more major breaks on the side of Sun, this could still be moved over into their favor, especially if a break at this point comes out from Discochudz. And, you can't expect a 4-way full combo on a map like this. It's so easy to find unfortunate breaks, but, you can see a player like Aleph still holding on to the SS on this map, which is disgusting, but it's the side of Discochudz now. You've got to really keep that eye on. If any of those players break, it can switch at a moment's notice. And there is the break coming out from Will Stetson. A really unfortunately timed break, especially as, the other side have recovered the combo. I mean, Fedora Goose has recovered a 400 combo. The score lead gonna flip over it in a moment's notice. And they still have the 3-way FC on both sides. But, with it being score v1, those later breaks really are fatal.
Yeah, there are a couple tricky patterns in the end where we definitely could see misses from Sun, but those misses are going to need to come through soon. The score bar flips over in favor of Sun. That score lead is only going to continue to grow as the map goes on. There's only about 15 seconds left. A miss from anybody on the side of Sun could flip it with these buzz sliders building up a ton of combo, but the misses just aren't coming.
Yeah, those misses just do not seem to be showing. In fact, we get another miss coming in from Will Stetson, which is so unfortunate. That score lead is going to be even harder to climb back, and with pretty much no time remaining, you're going to need to see those breaks on the side of Sun coming out soon and now, if anything. But I think that window is closing quickly. It's still, 3 million score difference, 4 million score difference and growing, and there's nothing really major to break on at this point. And honestly, you have to put so much respect on the accuracy from Toybot and Aleph. They're both 99.84 just on those hiddens, and Wowie with 100 on their hidden, just absolutely destroying the lobby on hidden as it is, and still very respectable score from Chili Pair as well. The 99.43 on hard rock is just also insanely strong, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to win that point out.
Yeah, Aleph and Toybot as well with 2x100s on the hidden as well. So some very impressive accuracies throughout the lobby, but it's going to be the second point for Sun, and of course, first to 5 those breakpoints are a lot more impactful than they would be in the later stages. And it really is a team game, you know, especially in the later stages of the tournament with Score V1, it can turn into a big solo carry battle, but with the maps being significantly easier than later on, it's not too much trouble for these two teams, both of them being on the higher seeded side of things, and so we are going to see multiple FCs on quite a few of these maps, and all it takes is one miss to make the difference. We'll see what Sun want to pick next. Obviously, there's still a ton of options left in this pool.
And they pick into that No Mod 6, going into the storyboard map. Bad Apple. I mean, this map, if you look at it without storyboard, it looks horrible, right? It looks unplayable almost, but then you put the storyboard on and you can kind of understand the map a bit more. It does become more reasonable, but it's still not easy by any means. It is on the longer end as well for this map pool in general. It's 3 minutes 35. You do get to hear the entire song. But yeah, again, it's that storyboard map. It's a bit different from what you expect, and let's hope these players do remember to keep the storyboard on and background them off.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see the storyboard. I think storyboards work questionably on stream a lot of the time, so we'll see how that goes. Given our poncho issues so far, I don't have high confidence in our viewing for this next map, but we'll hope for the best. It's definitely a bit of a strange one, being AR0 CS2, and the AR0 is where the storyboard comes in, as you mentioned, so you can kind of see those approach circles. It's definitely not like any map you've seen before in most tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, seeing a storyboard in map pools is, I mean, you'll see it in, you know, a bit more of the unique tournament style tournaments, but you know, it's still always good fun to see them, you know, available to be picked, because they always do have that sense of, you know, a unique map in the pool, and just something new is the best way to put it. It just adds something new to the match, and always, you can't ever say no to something new. It's always good fun.
Yeah, very curious to see how Hidden interacts with this storyboard as well.
Oh yeah, true. I don't think Hidden should affect it too much, because you won't... I'm not entirely sure if you actually see the notes themselves, but I'm not fully sure. I can't actually remember too much.
We do have the storyboards on. Thank you to our streamer, Robot Skin. And we are getting to this one shortly. Lineups, Insert Toybot, Lightning Fox, Aleph, and Tights, Woolly Water, Hogawabla. Back from the disconnect. That's going to be big for Discochudz, but we are just playing Osu Catch, apparently.
Yeah, this part reminds me of, was it? I can't remember what storyboard map it was called, but I remember it being really well known for a while. But this section reminds me, yeah, I haven't actually fully seen the storyboard before, so I wasn't expecting us to go through pretty much every kind of rhythm game with this map so far, but honestly, it's always a good fun and a bit of, you know, a unique style of storyboard, I think, because, you know, we started off with a bit of standard Mania. I can't remember the game specifically. Go to Row Beats now. I mean, it's just good fun. Oh, actually, I'd say Row Beats. It's Dragon Force. Not Dragon Force, sorry. Guitar Hero. Sorry, so many rhythm games I've been seeing recently that my brain just goes through it, and I think Clone Hero or Guitar Hero, and I immediately thought of, you know, Dragon Force, so always a good bit of fun.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of maps with this concept. I wonder if this is the same map as the other similar maps like this I've played. But into the Taiko section now, honestly, the score is pretty even. Doesn't look like we've had any misses yet, and as you can see, the Hidden is basically irrelevant. It does not matter whatsoever. Oh, we do. Sounds like we some. I heard the miss sound, but it might just be part of the song. I didn't see any names light up.
Yeah.
There's
this
no
is
combos
the,
on the screen, which is...
Yeah, with the white background, you don't see combos, we don't get to see accuracy, but we do see the score at the bottom, and it is currently a lead for Son, but not by too much. Might be an accuracy lead. But, yeah, I do like that we get to see a load of variety of pretty much different rhythm games, even though we are still playing Osu Standard, and I think it basically fits this song perfectly for what we're seeing.
Yep. Don't know this rhythm game, if anybody does.
It's the Hatsune Miku one. I can't remember what it's fully called, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing this, so I see it on Twitter all the time. Oh my god, this is, I can't remember the name of it. I used to have it on Steam. Oh, I can't believe I can't remember this rhythm game. This game was fun.
Muse Dash.
That's the one, yeah. Oh my god, what a game. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, honestly, such an enjoyable game.
It is so much fun to watch. It is cool to see them playing all the different game modes, but nobody's missed yet. It's currently an 8-way FC, and we also don't know how long is left in the map. Oh, now we do. Oh, Water finds the first miss.
Oh, really unfortunate miss as well. That means that score lead, especially this late in, is going to go crazy. But Insert and Toybot both find misses as well, so he gets traded out.
Oh,
and so did Aleph. It's all on Lightning Fox. And we go back to the Ozu standard. But I think the damage is going to get done. I mean, Haga now finds the miss, but so did Lightning. So it's now Wowie and Tights both on the full combos. And with that combo scaling, the score lead just goes crazy.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty dominant for Discochudz now, and it does, in the end, turn out to be the standard section.
It's the trombone game!
And it was a Boncho miss for Toybot, so they still have some combo, but I think Tights and Wowie are still holding.
Yeah, I think so. Is this Sound Space thing or Pulsar? I can't actually remember. It could be both, to be fair. Oh my god, I can't believe we got to see the trombone game being put in this. I mean, that game's great. that was like almost iconic for a few bits on the internet.
It was.
Yeah. Such a banger map, such a good score from most players, well, pretty much everyone here, but it is Discochudz to get the first point on the board for themselves with that no mod 6, and such a good score coming in from Tights and Wowie. I mean, wait, how is it an A rank for Tights? Oh, I guess the 50 count, but I believe it's still a full combo. Unfortunate 4 miss at the end, or intro for Wowie. I actually can't remember. But either way, still just phenomenal scores, and was enough to get them their first point on the game. On the match, sorry.
Yeah, Tights must have had a lot of 50s, must have had a slider break or something, but that's going to be big for Discochudz, getting one back. Just kind of fell apart at the end for Sun, unfortunately. It's going to make things 2-1. Discochudz with the next pick. You could see them go for another one of the Hard Rocks, potentially. But there's no precision left in the pool, I don't believe. Go for a different option. I mean, there's no like dedicated precision, at least. I mean, the most precise map is like, we've got a couple CS5 picks, but that aren't all that precise. So if they do want to keep going with the Hard Rocks, they'll have to opt into more standard Hard Rocks, but we could potentially see them opt into some of the no mods as well. I would be slightly surprised to see Discochudz go into the faster DPs. I feel like those tend to be better for Sun.
Yeah, I think the DT pool does slightly favor Son, but it actually seems they want to go into that DT1, going into Lookbook by Boa, the 6-star map, 1 minute 36. If I'm not mistaken, this is a bit more of a standard DT map, kind of more DT aim, if I'm not mistaken. Just, you know, make sure my memory isn't muddied with a load of tournaments. But yeah, I think out of all the DTs, this is possibly their strongest option out of them.
Fuck, they're not.
Honestly, I'm mostly interested to see if we do get to see the free mod 3 pick in this match, because good banger map, but you know what, time will tell as we do get to, you know, pick into this DT1. And the teams are choosing their players for this match. I believe we are going to be seeing Chilia Pair sitting in for this map, but that could change as they are discussing their teams. Okay, I believe the lobbies have chosen their players. I believe we're going to be seeing Fedora Goose, Tosin Jordan, Alfew, and Aleph for the side of Sun, and Chiliapa, Hinder, Haga Wobbler, and JQP for Discochudz. I believe the players are getting themselves ready, getting themselves locked in. Okay, the players are ready. I believe I saw Chiliapa and Haga with the DT Hiddens, and Fedora Goose and Aleph with the Hiddens. As the map gets to its start. Oh, Alfew is the first player to find a miss, which is going to be a small bit unfortunate for them because, you know, that combo scaling isn't going to be too much in their favor right now. Early lead does get to go to Discochudz, but, you know, we're only a quarter into the map. There's still an opportunity for those switch rounds to happen, especially if the break happens, but three-way SS that does break. Haga does drop the SS, and Fedora also finds a miss on the first third down, so there's 2 full combos to the side of 4. Hinder does go down as well, which is going to be unfortunate for the side of Discochudz. I mean, the major combos haven't been built up for Sun. I mean, they did all find the misses around the same spot. But it is Tosin Jordan, Aleph versus, you know, Chiliapa, Haga, and JQP. I mean, it's a 2v3 when it comes to those combos right now, and, you know, not an ideal situation to be in if you're Sun. If you do get another miss from the side of Discochudz, it's definitely a strong chance for them to bring it back over. But that miss has to happen very, very soon before it becomes unrevivable. But with it being Scorpio 1, you know, the unrevivable sections do become, you know, so much later than they would if it was Scorpio 2. So there's still pretty much a chance for a comeback at any point in the match, or any point in the map especially. Because even though there's a 3 million difference now, if there's a miss coming in from all 3 players of Discochudz, it's still going to be game over for them. But I do not think we're going to be finding a miss for all 3 of them in this section. Especially with the fact that, you know, Chiliapa and Haga, both with the DT Hiddens, are still holding on to those 4 combos with very strong accuracies. And I would say this map is over now.
It certainly is. I think we seem to be back. And that's going to be another nice point for Discochudz. Good pick this time around. It's going to tie things up 2-2. So pretty close match on our hands. Always exciting to see. That does mean, of course, Sun have the next pick, and a nice score from a couple of players, Hogwobblet and Chiliapa, as well as Tosin Jordan and Ala.
Yeah, very strong scores from all of the players, especially those who did manage to hold on to those 4 combos. Alfew, a small bit annoyed with the Wu-Ting, possibly had a bit of a rapid trigger miss, which is a bit unfortunate for them, but the game is the game. Sometimes it will just happen like that. And yeah, I mean, it does get to be Sun's pick, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I mean, Discochudz did pick out the best DT for them, going to that DT1, but there's still so many maps available, so many different kinds of maps available. Like, you know, you have pretty much every skill set still on the table, other than, of course, your storyboard map, which was picked. So it is going to be interesting to see what Sun pick into next. You know, they still have pretty much an open table to go through. And, you know, with the variety their team have, they can kind of pick into a lot of different things. I mean, when you have a player like Alfew, I would think, you know, No More 4 especially being on the table, but then you look at the other side of Discochudz, and they have players that are also quite confident on a lot of, you know, tournament skill sets. So you really do have to take it with a pinch of salt what map pick you want to go into. And it seems they're going to go into the free mod 3. Oh, I'm hoping they heard me, because this was the map I was looking for. Yota Gibanashi no Kamikakushi. I love this map. 240 BPM bursts, streams, you know, depending on the difficulty. With it being free mod, of course, you still have to take 2 mods. They can be duplicate mods, different mods. That's up to your team. But this map is so fun to listen to, so fun to play. Some sharp 240 jumps, 240 bursts, you got to be locked in, especially with the hard rock and the accuracy needed for this.
It is certainly a banger. Can't deny that. And I do think the speed maps are going to favor Sun. And they do have a couple left over in the pool if this one goes well for them. So could open up some more options in terms of picks. But Discochudz with a pretty big opportunity here. You know, being the 3rd seed in the group, if they could get a win off of the 1st seeded team, that would go a long way to securing their placement in the next stage. Because you only play 3 matches in each group, right? So every single match is vital for your group placement.
Yeah, 100%. You know, you want to exit every match with the best performance you can, just so you have your better, choices of, better outcomes of your group stage results. And, these teams will be fighting tooth and nail for them. And, once you get past that group stage, that's when things start to really get real. Those map pools get a bit harder, and things get a bit more tense with, the chance of being knocked out and other stuff like that. But, and currently this part, they're still going to be trying. They're still going to be, grinding for those good scores. But they don't have to be too stressed. It's not like they're going to be completely wiped out after one bad match performance. Hopefully.
There are no easy matches in this group. Got 3 relatively high-seeded teams. So there are no guarantees. Now we get into the free mod 3. Looks like we're going to be seeing over mods yet again. It's going to be 3 hidden hard rock on Fedora, Chillier, and Hagwabla. We've got hidden only on Alf and You, Aleph, and Wowie. And then we've got a hard rock only on Hinder and Toast and Jordan. So mod selection is all over the place this time around. We do see one early miss coming out from Hindor as well as Wowie, but shouldn't make too much of a difference because this map is relatively dense, lots of time to build those combos back up, and only down by 200, not going to be the end of the world, as long as they can recover.
Yeah, as long as they recover well, and there are misses to be found on the side of Son. But, we do see that miss coming in from Aleph, which is actually exactly what they were hoping for. The score lead shouldn't close too quickly, but it will start to dwindle a very small bit. Because even though they have got the full 3 full combos, they're still the very strong support and combo scaling on the side of Hinder and Wowie now. Chiliaper and Haga are both still holding on to strong full combos, still very strong 19-9s as well, but so is Toast and Jordan and Alfie to match them, so the score difference shouldn't be too major just yet. I mean, they're about 1 million behind exactly for the side of Disco, but, getting to this next break, just a small breakdown build-up section, you get a chance to build up before the last quarter of the map, where things can get a bit more intense, a lot more, very sharp jumps, very strong jumps to go for, and then the bursts really kick off again. And we're seeing that happen now. A bit of accuracy drop coming in from Jordan, but no major breaks yet, and that score lead is just not... It is closing actually a small bit, but not closing fast enough, not when there are 3 full combos on the side of Sun.
All it takes is one miss, and the score could skyrocket back in favor of the other team, but the misses are just not coming. They're quickly running out of time. Sun looking to hold on to their 3-way SC, bit of bunch of leg to build the tension, and it looks like Sun will be securing this one. And Discochudz, despite a great team score, are not going to be securing this point, and speed pick paying off big time for Sun, as all that they took was that 1 extra FC to make the difference.
Yeah, if that map was, I want to say, 30 seconds longer, I do think it would have actually moved over in favor of Discochudz, because the score difference for most of the map was just over 1 million, but coming towards the end, it was just about 600,000 difference, so you can really see where, those early misses can still save you if you hold the combo afterwards, but for a map like this, it just wasn't long enough for them to bring that score back over, and yeah, the speed pick did pay off for Sun, and they still have other speed picks available for them, so it'd be interesting to see what goes on. It seems Discochudz are asking if they're able to play DT5, a very tactical decision there to let the other team know that what you might be picking depending on what they play.
Yep, and they do have the pick, so they have the ability to pick D25, but they're just doing some pick dating. Why not? Alfie says, please pick Fly. I guess that's the no mod 5. I mean, it is an anti-mod map, so I don't think it's likely, but I could see it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad pick for Discochudz, although I'm not sure it's at the top of their list.
Yeah, definitely a option that's on the table for them, but, you know, I don't think I'd see it being, you know, a pick they'd go into just yet. Maybe if it's one of the later picks, but, again, with how large this map pool is, they don't really have to pick into it if they don't want to. It's not like they get forced down to it. Even if you get to, you know, almost the tiebreaker, there are still so many maps going to be available on the table. They can pick into everything, which I think is why they were testing the waters with the DT5, even though I'm pretty sure the DT5 was banned. So, interesting, to say the least.
Okay,
yeah, the DT5 was banned, which is actually now why I'm confused why that question came up, but I rate it. But instead, Discochudz do pick into the DT4. This map, it has such a strong intro. It is so difficult to get through that intro without breaking combo, but if you can hold combo on that intro, you pretty much, in brackets, guarantee the full combo on this map. And the reason why I say in brackets is because we've seen it happen where, you know, you hit the intro. I think we saw a player yesterday SS the intro and then find a very unfortunate break midway through, which is what choked the point for them. But on average, you shouldn't find misses after the intro on this map.
This is AR 10.3, only I think 58 seconds in length, so this one is going to be over in the blink of an eye, and as you said, very likely will just come down to that intro. So any early misses, more so on this map than just about any other, could very well spell the end for your team. So you have to be prepared pretty much right away.
Yeah, this map I think gives you like 2 seconds to adjust, and then after those 2 seconds, you are launched straight into the hardest intro, I believe, of this entire map pool. And then you get to relax afterwards, as long as you know you don't relax so much that you forget to play. W hinder. You know what? W hinder indeed. I agree with that.
W hinder indeed. Can't disagree with that.
Yeah, it's just the truest statement ever made. Okay, the Gerbucks are coming out. The players are ready to fight for their lives on this intro. Fedora, Goose, and Aleph being the hiddens for Son, and Haga, Wobbler, and, well, only Haga being the only hidden for the side of Discochudz, which I don't think is correct.
No, just
okay, Chili and Paris will get the hidden.
And Hinder's about to SS this intro, of course, as you expect. We do see some misses in the first 10 notes, but looks like Discochudz are going to come out on top, having held on to most of their combo. I think Chili are the only one to find a miss in the first like 5 or 6 notes, whereas Sun slightly further behind, but certainly not by enough to make the difference. So we've gotten through the hardest part of the map. We do. Oh, that's a big miss from Chillier. This is going to swing right back over in favor of Sun, but there are a couple tricky jumps. Sun showing no signs. I can't speak today. Showing no signs of slowing down, as they're just going to start to run away with this one. And as you mentioned, the last part of this map is just not difficult in any way, and it looks like that miss from Chillier is unfortunately going to cost them the point. Oh, Aleph at the end, but do they have enough time? I don't think they do. Sun is going to be on match point.
Aleph! Why did we choke the SS? What are we doing?
It's the classic miss SS.
Yeah, nah, low accuracy SS from both Hinder and Aleph. You can't convince me otherwise. I will not see the truth. I love my W ghost tab. I love my keyboard. Nah, it's not real, Aleph. You SS. Shut up. Shush. Yeah, no, yeah, great performance there coming in from Team Son, and an unfortunate miss pick coming in from Discochudz. It's sad to see that unfortunate miss in the middle from Chillier pair to change the outcome of that point. Oh, the keyboard decided it was done with the burst. We're just having so many keyboard problems, apparently. This match is just down to those keyboards. Unlucky. My keyboard.
Yep. Sounds like everybody in this tournament needs a better keyboard. Where's our keyboard sponsor at?
Well, I'm pretty sure most of them are on Wu-Tings, and I think most of them are just running into small rapid trigger problems, which is just unfortunate. Rapid trigger in tournaments doesn't ever sound like a good combination, I'm starting to hear.
I mean, until you start having to play like 280 BPM in your tournaments, then it might be a little bit more necessary. But this is not that kind of tournament. There's no 280 BPM in this pool, so not a concern for the time being. And I think now it's Sun who have the pick and are on match point, so they're going to be in a really good spot.
Yeah, they are in pretty much the best position they could be for their team. You know, they get to pick the map, and they do in fact pick into that No Mod 4, as I was guesstimating earlier. Which, you know, I'm not too surprised, right? You have a player like Alfew. I mean, you have your entire team who are strong, but... Oh, wait, no, never mind. They're actually picking into the No Mod 5. Never mind. I believe that was a change on their end. They want No Mod 5. Okay, they've gone to No Mod 5. Never mind. They were picking into Fly, the map they wanted to pick.
Yep, definitely going to be a Woe map, for sure. But we'll see about the rest of the roster for Sun. I mean, this one is definitely a fun map. It is CS5, AR8, going to be 128 BPM, so definitely a lot more gimmicky. I believe slightly rhythmic as well.
Yeah, I mean, as you were mentioning earlier as well, when this competition came up about this No Mod 5, you were saying about it being anti-mod, and usually when you look at this map pool, you see it being in the no mod category, you won't think to yourself, why does it matter that it's anti-mod, right? It's a no mod map. Well, of course, you have to keep in mind that 2 of these players in each team will be running the hidden, which makes this, you know, a bit more unfortunate for them. You know, the AR8, you're going to need that reading comfort on hidden for this map, especially 2 players in the team are going to need it, which does add a bit more of requirements to this map than it already does, with it being a bit less than your usual map.
Yep. Insert, trying to pick everything but No Mod 5. But are going to get the No Mod 5 in the end. And I believe this is the first time we're seeing Vivlos this match for Sun.
I believe so, yeah.
Otherwise, I think rosters pretty much expected for both teams.
Yep, running a roster we've seen before. Okay, am I crazy, or is Aleph typed in a font that's not usual for Osu?
I think it's the usual font. I mean, that's how the Dave Aleph has always looked. I think it's just...
No, I mean about the actual text. Oh, not the actual text, the You Can Fly. That doesn't look normal.
Oh, the You Can Fly. No, I think that is... It does, you're right, it does look kind of strange.
How? You know what, you learned something over there. Apparently you can type in different fonts. I didn't even know that. You can fry indeed, Toybot. You can fry indeed.
Yep. Well, let's hope Toybot does not get fried on this intro as we get into potentially our final map, Sun. Looking to close it out here on the No Mod 5 Epic High Fly.
Yeah, we have Toybot and Aleph both running the hiddens, and on the side of Discochudz, we have Tights and Water running the hiddens as well. Getting to this intro, I mean, you can already see, you know, the difference compared to your usual map. This map being a little bit more, I would argue, more grid-based, and we do see an actual early miss coming in from Roy, which is really unfortunate to see, but there's still definitely enough time. They're only about 60 combo behind, so it shouldn't cause too much of a major problem, especially as, you know, a 4-way full combo isn't really going to be expected, especially on this kind of map, and there's definitely more than enough time for those misses to come into play.
Yeah, it is not at all a dense map, though. There's not that much combo to be built up, so the early miss from Woe is certainly still relevant, although as long as Woe recovers, should be okay, assuming we don't see a 4-way FC. We have been close before, but we've not seen any 4-way FCs, at least in this match. But there goes Vivlos, finding the first miss, immediately traded back by Hagawabla. That is going to even out the playing field, and it is going to allow Sun to hold on to the lead, and it does mean that Discochudz are going to need a second miss from Sun in order to make this comeback.
Alfew clearly wanting to fly. I love the written out text, but if we're talking about people flying, we have to talk about Aleph and Toybot, both still holding onto the double S's with the hidden, which is just crazy. Running the highest accuracy in the lobby by a decent margin, arguably. I mean, Tights being close behind as well on the hidden. Just insane performance from those players. And does keep them in the lead, even with a miss coming in from Vivlos because of it being traded. And you know, still about half the map remaining, still chances for it to flip over, but those misses have to come into play. And Aleph does finally drop the SS, but not the combo that is required if Discochudz want to stay in.
Yeah, another touch section coming up, but it's Tights who find the miss, and Toybot, Aleph, after you all holding onto their combos. It is looking dire for Discochudz. You do still have to survive the Wiggers, but it's Tights with another set of misses. At this point, I just don't know if Discochudz have the combo to come back. They're going to need multiple misses pretty much immediately after the break, and Discochudz might be a little bit fried in this match, Torva.
Yeah, it's looking concerning. Last quarter of the map, still 3 full combos on the side of Sun, and a good recovery coming in from Vivalos. I mean, don't get me wrong, Boy's had such a strong recovery as well, pretty much just matching everyone else, but it's just those 2 major combos going down from, Tights and Hago, which is going to be a real big problem for them. I mean, I don't want to call it early, but I'm starting to think that Sun have flown away with this performance to win the match.
Yeah, I would say so. They're up by 2.5 million. I think Toybot on a 1x100, Aleph on a 2x100, and there is just no map left. So Sun are going to be taking the first win in this group. Alphew and Toybot find misses at the end, but unfortunately that the time is just not there. They would have needed Aleph to miss as well, so they needed those misses to happen about 15 seconds earlier.
Yeah, 3 million score to climb back. I mean, it's climbing quickly, but the map does just end there, which is unfortunate for Discochudz. The opportunity didn't open up early enough, and still phenomenal scores coming in from especially Aleph and Water, both pulling in those hidden full combos with disgustingly good accuracy coming in from Aleph with those 3 100s. It was a very well played match between these teams, and honestly, a very suited end to a song for the match, as Sun do fly away with the 5 points they needed for a victory in this match.
I believe we do have one more match only for the weekend. That is going to be coming up just a moment in about 8 minutes time. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back shortly with the last match of the weekend.
Yeah, I hope to see all of you there, and I hope the next match will be just as exciting, if not more.